The battlefield was silent, eerily so. Crimson smoke rose like dying prayers from scorched earth and twisted metal. The once mighty outpost of Meridian 9 had fallen, its defenses breached by the vicious Korthai swarm. Craters pockmarked the ground, filled with bodies, some still steaming, others stiff with the finality of death. Sergeant Luke Anders moved slowly through the debris, rifle tight against his chest, nerves taut. His armor was cracked, blood-specked, and his HUD flickered with damage alerts. His unit was gone. Wiped out in the first wave. But something caught his eye, movement, faint, almost imperceptible, beneath the heap of collapsed metal plating near the edge of the trench line. He approached cautiously. There, barely breathing, was a girl. Not human. She was a Derelian, slender, delicate-looking by human standards, with shimmering violet skin marred by burns and blood. Her silver-white hair was tangled and half-melted into the shattered pieces of her armor. Her eyes, huge and glassy, blinked slowly, lips parted as if to whisper. Luke lowered his rifle. His fingers hesitated. The Derelians were allies in this war, but barely tolerated. Treated more like assets than equals. Most soldiers wouldn't have blinked twice before leaving her to rot in the dirt. In fact, they had. He recognized the markings on her armor, 2nd Recon, his unit support division. She'd been with them during the retreat, helping cover the escape route. They left her. Everyone had. She tried to move, and a strangled cry escaped her throat. "Easy," Luke said, crouching beside her. "Don't move." Her gaze flinched toward him. "Human." "Name's Luke," he said. "You're gonna be all right." She blinked slowly. "Liira." "All right. Liira. I've got you." It took every ounce of strength Luke had to pry her free from the wreckage. Her leg was crushed, the bone splintered. She hissed with every movement but never screamed. They had maybe 10 minutes before Korthai scouts returned. Luke hauled her over his shoulder, adrenaline pumping, pushing through the pain in his own cracked ribs. He didn't know where he was going, just away from the massacre, deeper into the ridge. He stumbled into a collapsed bunker, half buried beneath soil and wreckage. He slid down into the shadows, the silence welcoming but tense. Liira was barely conscious. Her breathing was ragged. "I need to treat your leg," he murmured. "Stay with me." She nodded faintly. Luke dug through his field kit, found what little he had left. 2 sealed bandages, 1 syringe of Regan serum, a bone sealer that flickered with dying energy. He'd used the rest on his squad before they fell. "You should have run," she whispered. "Yeah, probably." Why stay?" He paused, wrapping her leg. "Because everyone else left." She looked up at him. "They always do." Luke didn't answer. Hours passed. Night fell. The temperature dropped. Luke huddled next to her, keeping her warm, ears tuned for Korthai movement. "Where are you from?" he asked, mostly to keep her talking. "Astrion," she said. "Outer belt. Sky is teal. Mountains float." "Sounds beautiful." It was. Korthai burned it. He said nothing for a long moment. Then, "They did the same to my brother's colony. On Vesta. War makes orphans of us all." Her voice had a strange softness to it, like music muted by sorrow. "Your people don't trust us," she added. "Most don't," Luke admitted. "But I'm not most." She managed the faintest smile. At dawn, the tremors came, heavy steps echoing through the valley. Korthai patrols. Luke pulled Liira deeper into the bunker, behind the collapsed wall. She looked at him, her voice tight. "You should go." "I'm not leaving." "You can survive." "I can't even walk." "I'm not leaving you, Liira." She stared at him, eyes wide with something unreadable. then nodded. Footsteps grew louder. Luke readied his rifle. 3 shots left in the mag. No grenades. No backup. Then he noticed something in the shadows, an old maintenance tunnel, half caved in, leading deeper underground. "Can you crawl?" he asked. I can try." They moved slowly, painfully, through the dark, damp tunnel. At one point, Luke had to carry her again, his strength waning with every step. They emerged in a forgotten storage room, where dust lay thick and undisturbed. Emergency supplies lined the walls, ancient, but usable. Food packs. Water. Even an old med pod, half functional. Luke eased her in. The pod system sputtered, then hummed. "Rest," he said. "This should stabilize you." She caught his wrist. Her hand was trembling. "You should still go. Save yourself." "You know what I think," he said, kneeling. "If I walk away, I won't be able to live with myself. Not after seeing what they did to you. Not after knowing everyone else turned their backs." She closed her eyes. "I was just a mission detail to them. Expendable. You're not to me." Her hand gripped his tighter. 3 days passed. They lived in the bunker ruins, surviving on rations and faded hope. Luke went topside once a day, gathering intel, narrowly dodging Korthai patrols. Liira healed slowly. The pod helped, though her leg was still weak. Her strength returned bit by bit, and so did her spark. They talked more. About the war. About their homes. Their families. About the betrayal of being left behind. She laughed once, soft and clear, and the sound made Luke forget, just for a moment, that they were stranded on a dying planet. Then one night, a signal flared on his comlink. An Alliance ship. Low orbit. Scanning. He climbed to the surface and rigged a beacon. By dawn, the dropship landed. The medics blinked when they saw Liira, cradled in Luke's arms. "You brought her?" one asked, voice tight. Luke glared at him. "She fought for us. She saved lives. And we left her to die." The medic looked away. Liira gripped Luke's hand as they lifted her into the ship. "You didn't have to stay," she whispered again. "I did." Her fingers brushed his cheek. "You reminded me not all humans are like the ones who ran. And you reminded me that some things are worth risking everything for." She smiled, the light returning to her eyes. Weeks later, on a clean ship orbiting safe territory, Luke stood beside Liira on the recovery deck. Her leg was healed. Her strength returned. But more importantly, so was her hope. "I asked command," she said. "They're assigning me to a joint task force. Human and Derelian. Peacekeepers." He nodded. "Sounds like a good start. They want you to join too." He raised a brow. "They do. I may have put in a word." He chuckled. "Guess I owe you." "No," she said, voice steady. "I owe you my life. And more than that, you gave me something no one else did." "What's that?" "Faith. In someone who didn't have to care, but did." They stood in silence, looking out over the stars. War still burned in the distant systems. But here, in this moment, they had peace. And each other. And maybe, just maybe, that was how change began. One soldier. One survivor. One choice not to leave someone behind.